In a world full of problems and setbacks, being able to focus on answers instead of dwelling on issues can make all the difference in your success and growth. Imagine going through a path where each obstacle is seen not as a problem to be solved, but as a chance to come up with new ideas and keep going with renewed motivation. Being solution-oriented means changing your attitude from one of reacting to one of being proactive. Being proactive means facing problems head-on and looking for good, long-term answers. Come with me as we talk about useful tips and strategies for developing an attitude that is focused on finding solutions. We will talk about ways to find solutions that can be put into action, use creativity to solve problems, and keep a positive mood even when things get tough. When you focus on finding solutions, you give yourself the power to use problems as stepping stones on your way to your goals with confidence and strength. You are invited to a life-changing event where you will learn how to rethink your problems, focus on doable solutions, and get amazing results in every part of your life. Everything in life is a series of problems and difficulties, adversities and failures. Every hour, every day, we make decisions that affect you in one way or another. Solving problems and making decisions require a particular type of thinking and method. It demands a special way of using your time and intelligence. Your ability to solve problems and make decisions is one of the most critical determinants of your success at work or in life. In fact, every hour and every day you behave according to your ability to solve the situations you face at your current level. An unreached goal is just an unresolved problem. The only thing standing between you and what you want in life is an obstacle or difficulty of some kind. The universal principle. The universal principle is you become what you think about most of the time. Successful people, those in the top 10 or 20% of our society, tend to think very differently from those in the remaining 80 or 90%. Achievers think about their goals most of the time. They are almost always thinking about where they are going and what they want to achieve. Especially the most successful people think and talk about inevitable and unavoidable solutions they face each day. What do unhappy and unsuccessful people think about? They talk about their problems and whom to blame. Achievers think about the solutions and the actions they can take immediately to start moving towards what they want. The rule is this: you attract to yourself the things you think about, what you dwell on until it becomes your reality. If you think and talk about your problems, they will increase and multiply. But when you think and talk about solutions, you continuously discover them. Think in terms of action. Whenever you have a problem of any kind, quickly ask the questions: what can be done, and what is our next action? In problem solving, as in other areas, clarity is your best friend. When you have full clarity regarding the goal you want to achieve, it is easier to develop objectivity about the things that are preventing you from reaching that goal. When you have a complete definition of the things you must do to get what you want, you can focus and concentrate fully on doing only what can help you the most. Here are 2 questions for you. First, what are the biggest problems in my life today? These are the problems you think about most of the time. They are the main obstacles to your success and happiness. Then ask, what are the 3 best solutions to each of these problems? Sometimes these simple questions help you solve problems and make necessary decisions quickly and without difficulty. Often, the right solutions are clear and obvious. You need to open your eyes. In the 11th century, Sir Occam developed what has come to be known as Occam's razor. This law says that the most likely solution to any problem is the simplest of all available solutions. Even earlier, Socrates said that the correct solution is usually the one that contains the fewest possible steps. What are the simplest solutions to your most pressing problems? Sometimes they are so clear that you are amazed you didn't see them before. Theory of constraints. A few years ago, management consultant Eliyahu Goldratt from Israel developed the theory of constraints as a principle. It is now taught and used worldwide. There are even 3-day seminars during which executives receive training to apply these principles to problem solving, obstacle elimination, and achieving more in less time under any circumstances. The theory itself is simple. The starting point is that you must have clarity in your goal, where you are now, and what you want to achieve. In business, your goal could be a certain level of sales, growth, profitability, market share, or cost reduction. It doesn't matter what your goal is. Then you must ask yourself the key question: what is the limiting or restrictive factor that defines how soon I will reach this goal? Another way to ask this question is, why haven't I reached my goal yet? Do you want to double your income? Well, why don't you have twice the income yet? Question your restrictions. Many people create complex excuses to justify and explain why they haven't achieved what they truly want in life. They become enamored with their excuses. No matter what difficulty or problem they face in reaching their business or personal goals, they always present a constant stream of reasons to absolve their ineffective actions. When you ask the question, "Why haven't I reached my goal yet?" your favorite excuses will immediately come to mind. You will think of all the reasons you use for achieving less than what you truly desire. Why don't you have double the income yet? The real reason may be that your ability to deliver results for which others are willing to pay is not at the required level. Why aren't you at your ideal weight yet? It's almost always because you eat too much and exercise too little. Every time you hide behind an excuse, justifying yourself to yourself and others, what you are really doing is diminishing your ability to solve problems. You fall into learned helplessness. Here's one way to test if your excuses are valid. Ask, is there any person or organization that has the same problems as mine, but is still reaching their goals? Is there anyone in your field who is earning twice what you are? Is there someone younger than you, perhaps with less education and fewer opportunities in life, who is doing better than you? If your answer is yes, then the excuse has no real basis or truth. It is a delusion that you have convinced yourself of, contradicting the reality of the world around you. Assume that there is always a solution. If you want to unleash your full potential, you must avoid the fatal disease of excusitis. This is an inflammation of the excuse-producing gland, which is fatal to success. Start by assuming that every problem or difficulty has an answer or solution waiting to be found. Full confidence that a solution exists and that you can find it makes you positive, confident, and more likely to resolve the problem. Solving issues and making decisions is what you do in life and at work all day. No matter what the job title on your business card says, your true job is problem solver. Your success and career advancement largely depend on your demonstrated ability to resolve the issues you face at your current level. Henry Kissinger once said, "The only reward you get for solving problems is bigger problems to solve. The bigger and more complex the problems you can solve, the more valuable and important you become to your organization, and the higher your pay will be." The most respected and successful people in any company are those who can solve the biggest and most complex problems. Focus on the solution. Your ability to focus on a single problem or decision is crucial to your success. The same amount of electricity used to light a bulb is used for a laser beam capable of cutting steel. When you concentrate all your attention on solving a particular problem or achieving a specific goal, your mind becomes a laser beam able to cut through any obstacle in your way. You can significantly improve your problem-solving ability by repeatedly asking the right questions. And the number one question was, exactly what is the problem you are dealing with now? The biggest obstacle to solving problems is the lack of clarity regarding what the problem is. The second question was, is this really a problem, or could it be an opportunity? Many great advances in business and science have resulted from a product, service, or experiment that completely failed. This failure revealed new information and forced people to do something very different from what they had started with. And this new direction led to great success. Expand your definition. When you have a clear definition of the problem, ask yourself the magic question: what else is the problem? The norm is to focus on a problem with only one definition. It seems that the more ways you have to define and rephrase the problem, the more likely you are to arrive at the correct definition, which will lead to the right solution. Take your time. The next question you should ask is, what is the best solution to this problem? Once you have determined the best solution, ask, what else could be a solution? Again, pay attention because there may be only one definition. Keep asking, what else could be a solution? A major obstacle to problem solving is jumping to conclusions and making decisions before considering all other possibilities. The more solutions you can develop, including doing nothing at all, before proceeding to a decision, the more likely you are to find the ideal resolution. There seems to be a direct relationship between the number of problem definitions and the solutions you can develop and the quality of the final decision you implement. Assign responsibility. Once you have clearly identified the real problem you are trying to solve and agree on the best solution, the next question is, who will be responsible for implementing the solution? It is astonishing how many problem-solving meetings end with a clear and agreed-upon solution, but 2 weeks later, the problem still persists. Why? Because no one was assigned the specific responsibility for implementing the solution. When you choose a specific person to be responsible for the solution, set measures you can use to track progress and ensure the solution has been successful. Set deadlines and intermediate milestones. The more important the solution is to your business or to you personally, the more serious your follow-up should be to ensure everything is done on time and within budget. The Peter Principle. A few years ago, a man named Dror Lawrence Peter wrote a book called The Peter Principle. It was a bestseller and a revealing element for millions of people. Peter said that every person in an organization is promoted based on their ability to perform their job and achieve results. This promotion process continues until the employee reaches a level where they can no longer perform their job satisfactorily. At that point, they stop being promoted, their career levels off. For this reason, Peter said, in time, every person reaches their level of incompetence. His critical perspective indicated that people who have reached their level of incompetence fill any large organization at all levels. They lack the ability to do their job well at that level and cannot move to a higher or lower position. All organizations, especially government ones, end up being filled with incompetent staff. This perspective explains many of the issues with poor performance and excessive spending in government bureaucracies. This also happens in your life. When you are assigned a job in your career, asked to solve problems and achieve results at that level, you are almost automatically promoted to higher responsibility positions. When you demonstrate mastery of your job by solving problems, overcoming obstacles, and achieving expected results in each new position, the problems you face become more complex and difficult with greater consequences for success or failure. As you demonstrate your ability to solve difficulties at that level, you are automatically promoted repeatedly. Your ability to solve problems and achieve results determines how high and far you will go in your career. Focus on solutions. Develop a strong results orientation. The more you think about solutions, the more you will discover. If you feel more confident in your ability to solve any problem you face, you are more likely to find the right solution at the right time for you. Identify your biggest problems today. Think about the steps you can take now to solve them, then take continuous action towards solving your problems and achieving your goals. The time to solve problems and make decisions can be approached in two ways. The first is when you sit quietly and alone with a notebook, focusing on one problem at a time and writing down all the ideas that come to mind. The second is when you collaborate with one or more people, concentrating on a single problem or obstacle. These two activities are more important to your success than almost anything else you do. The time you spend solving problems and making decisions, if planned and used well, can help you advance in your career more than almost any other activity you engage in. Adopting a solution-focused mindset will not only change how you deal with problems, but it will also lead to new ways of solving them and chances you never thought possible. The tactics and ideas we talked about today will help you move from being reactive to being proactive. Follow these techniques to the letter and let them help you through every problem you face. You set yourself up for great accomplishments and ongoing growth when you focus on answers and keep a positive, forward-thinking attitude. Thanks for taking part in this informative lesson. Allow the ideas of being solution-oriented to guide your actions and choices as you go forward. Turn every problem into a chance for growth and new ideas, and you'll see yourself achieve amazing things and new levels of success. Until we meet again, know that the key to getting through tough times and being successful is to focus on finding solutions. Accept this way of thinking, act with confidence, and let your focus on finding solutions open the door to a future full of endless options.